Hello viewers, today I am going to talk about the most familiar name in the music world as well as in the layman, which is about Sangeet Samrat Tansen. The music world in India seems incomplete without the name of Sangeet Samrat Tansen, the king of music. Not only the music world, but even the laymen are well aware of the name of Tansen. We can say that Tansen is a well-known name in every house in India and the other neighboring countries too. Not only this, the name of Tansen has become the synonym to illustrious singer. There are many phrases which are used by everyone associating Tansen with the synonymous to music. Tansen was a musical genius of 16th century. Though his name is so common among the music lovers and otherwise also, yet there can't be said the exact word about the biography of this seminal exponent of Indian music for the want of his documentary proof. About Tansen's birth and his early training. The exact date of Tansen's birth is controversial. Some scholars believe that Tansen's birth date is 1506 or 1520 or 1532, but the majority of the writers held the opinion that Tansen was born on 1532 in a cultured Brahmin family in a village named Behat near Gwalior. Analyzing the controversy over the birth date of Tansen, it can be said that he was born sometimes between 1520 and 1532. According to Jatin Bhattacharya and Sushila Mishra, the music scholars, Tansen's real name was Ramatanu Pandey and his father's name was Makrant Pandey. Though some scholars have mentioned Tansen's name as Tanna or Tanna Mishra, Tanna may be the nickname of Ramatanu. Professor Tara Singh in his book Vadan Kala has mentioned that Tansen describes Makrant Pandey as his guru in his compositions. Because of the lack of historical and parahistorical support, Tansen's biography has always been in mystery, but on the basis of some contemporary events and evidences and some references drawn from the other historical facts, Indian music scholars have tried to draw a line about the biography of Tansen. So, collecting the information from all the available sources and after analyzing the data, I have tried my level best to draw a biographical sketch of Tansen and to present it before the viewers. So, on the basis of the available information, it can be concluded that Tansen was born in Behat village near Gwalior sometimes between 1520 and 1532. His father's name was Makrant Pandey. He was a poet and accomplished musician. This illustrates about the musical inheritance of Tansen, who was brought up at his uncle's place while his parents lived in Gwalior. Tansen was born with God-gifted talent. His uncle Gadadhar Mishra was a famous musician of his time. His predecessors had been professional musicians for generations. Therefore, Tansen passed his childhood in the musical environment. It is said that in his childhood, Tansen was very naughty. He had a sharp memory and an inborn quality to imitate and to reproduce any sound he had heard. He could imitate in a wonderful manner even the sounds of birds and animals. In fact, this quality of reproducing the sound endeared him to his guru, Swami Haridas. There is a very interesting story about how he came in contact with Swami Haridas, the legendary composer and devotional singer from Vrindavan, and who specialized in Dhrupad style of singing. He was associated with the court of Raja Man Singh Tomar of Gwalior. Swami Haridas was considered to be the legendary teacher at that time. Tansen was only in the age of 5 years when he showed his musical talent to Swami Haridas. The legend goes like this. One day Swami Haridas was passing through the forest along with his disciples that he got scared on hearing the roar of a tiger. When he came to know that tiger was nowhere, but it was child Ramatanu, that is Tansen, who was producing the sound of a tiger. Haridas was very impressed by the talent of the child, and he took him away to Vrindavan along with him for his music training. This is how he came in contact with Swami Haridas under dramatic circumstances. Another version is that Ramatanu, that means Tansen's father, had sent him to Swami Haridas. Anyways, this is undoubted that Tansen went to Vrindavan to receive training from Swami Haridas. Tansen acquired not only his training for Dhrupad singing, but also developed his interest in the composition in the local language, that is Braj Bhasha. Swami Haridas was gifted with divine power, so the quality of music in Tansen and combined with the devotional feeling from Swamiji, Tansen developed a very graceful personality with calm and balanced temperament. After receiving training from Swami Haridas for about 10 years, Tansen was asked by his father to come back and to stay with Sufi saint Muhammad Ghaus in Gwalior, with whose blessings he was born. Tansen went to Muhammad Ghaus, who eventually became his spiritual mentor. Tansen's interaction with Muhammad Ghaus' Sufi tradition and the earlier training with Swami Haridas in Bhakti tradition led to the fusion of these two streams, which is evident in the works of Tansen. In Tansen's music, he continued to compose in Braj Bhasha with the traditional motifs such as Lord Krishna and Shiva. Now, the career of Tansen. To start with his career, Tansen was appointed as a state musician in 1556 in the court of Raja Ramchandra Baghel of Rewa in Madhya Pradesh, where he remained for 6 years, that is from 1556 to 1562. Ramchandra Baghel was a great patron of art and artists. In his court, Tansen was highly esteemed among the other fellow musicians. The very cordial atmosphere in the court helped Tansen for his full creativity. Jyotin Bhattacharya, the music scholar, is of the view that Ramatanu was renamed as Tansen by Baghel Darbar. But people are under the impression that Emperor Akbar was responsible for the same, which however lacks historical support. Very soon Tansen's fame spread far and wide, and Emperor Akbar, the Mughal ruler of that time, came to know about him. He sent one of his famous generals to persuade Ramchandra Baghel to send Tansen to his court or to be ready to face the consequences. Ramchandra Baghel, though himself did not want to part with Tansen, but had to send him because there was no alternative left if he had to avoid war and to save the lives of thousands of people. So, this is how Tansen came to Delhi in the court of Emperor Akbar in 1562. The year of Tansen's entrance in Akbar's court is certified by the great music scholar of the present period, Acharya Brihaspati II. Emperor Akbar had a great admiration for Tansen. Tansen had intense creating faculty in music, Akbar was so impressed by his talent that in course of time he honored him and appointed him as Ratna, that is gem or jewel. Very soon Tansen became among the Navratna or 9 gems of Akbar court. It was Akbar who gave him the title Mia, which means the learned man, and he is usually titled till today as Mia Tansen. There are several legends connected with the singing of this miraculous musician Tansen in the court of Emperor Akbar, like bringing down the rain by singing the rag Megmalhar or Mia Ki Malhar, or lighting the lamps with the singing of rag Deepak. Such was his power of singing that when he used to sing in the court of Akbar, it is said that the candles used to light up automatically, but these legends still lack the historical support. According to Akbarnama by Abul Fazl, Tansen was considered the best among the 36 artists of Akbar's court. It is said in Akbar's court, some people were jealous of Tansen because he was the most favorite of Emperor Akbar. So they plotted a plan to get rid of him. They anyhow succeeded in persuading Akbar to ask Tansen to sing Rag Deepak in his court. Tansen and other singers knew that singing of Rag Deepak will generate so much heat that it would not only light the lamps, but it would also burn to ashes to the body of the singer. Because of its power, Tansen had trained his daughter Saraswati to sing Rag Megh, which could act as antidote to Rag Deepak. So the legend is that Tansen sang Rag Deepak, which lit the lamps, and when the intense heat generated, his daughter sang Rag Megh, and within no times the sky overcast with dark clouds, and it started raining, and of the heat generated by singing Rag Deepak. Thus Tansen proved his ability to sing, but it is said, however, singing of Rag Deepak affected his health adversely. According to another legend, Akbar once asked Tansen if there was any other singer in India who could sing more melodiously than him. Tansen mentioned the name of his guru Swami Haridas, but he also told Emperor Akbar that Swami Haridas would sing only for Almighty, or while teaching him. This aroused the curiosity of Akbar, and he convinced Tansen that he would approach to his guru in disguise. According to one legend, when Akbar approached, Swami Haridas was singing devotional song so melodiously that Akbar was overjoyed with the divinity of music. While according to another legend, Tansen knowingly made mistakes in singing in front of Swami Haridas, so that Haridas had to sing to correct Tansen. This is how Emperor Akbar heard him, and he was left spellbound by singing. While coming back, Emperor Akbar asked Tansen the reason that his guru sang so sweetly, because Akbar had found Swami Haridas singing more melodiously than Tansen. Tansen replied Akbar that he, that means himself Tansen, always sang to please emperors, but his guru sings for the emperor of emperors, that is Almighty God. Now the contribution of Tansen. Tansen made a rich contribution to Hindustani music. He was a superb composer and a melodious singer. It is said Tansen had composed 300 dhrupads and sang in the court of Emperor Akbar. Though Tansen was a master in general, but he had specialized in rendering dhrupad in Gaudi Vani. There are Dhrupad singers who excel in Gaudivani of Dhrupad singing and therefore relate themselves to Mia Tansen. He also composed and sang devotional songs in the footsteps of his guru, Swami Haridas. Tansen also authored books named Sangeet Sar and Ragmala, which constitute important documents on music, but unfortunately these could not be found. Tansen not only popularized Rag Raganis and did miracles with the singing, but also introduced many new rags in Hindustani music, which are often prefaced as Miyagi, that means of the Miya. For example, Miya Ki Todi, Miya Ki Malhar, Miya Ki Mand, Miya Ki Sarang. In addition to this, he is the creator of major rags like Darbari Kannada, Darbari Todi and Rakeshwari. Bilas Khani Todi is said to have been created by Tansen's son Bilas Khan after the death of Tansen. Now the family life of Tansen. Tansen had two wives, one Hindu and one Muslim. Earlier in Gwalior, Tansen had came in contact with the Queen Mrignayani, the widow of Raja Man Singh Tomar of Gwalior. Tansen was attracted towards a beautiful and musically proficient mistress of Queen Mrignayani named Hussaini. Tansen married Hussaini, and afterwards Tansen was blessed with 3 sons and a daughter from this wife. Their names are Surat Sen, Hamir Sen and Tantrang Sen, and a daughter whose name was Saraswati Devi. In the court of Emperor Akbar in Delhi, Tansen was married to Mehrunisa. It is said Tansen was converted to Islam from Hinduism apparently on the eve of his marriage with Mehrunisa. Tansen had another son, Bilas Khan, from this marriage. Tansen's daughter Saraswati Devi was married to Mishri Singh, son of Raja Sumokhan Singh of Simbalgarh. He was a renowned veena player and was a state musician in the court of Akbar. He too was made to embrace Islam, and therefore Mishri Singh later was known as Naubat Khan by Akbar. A controversy has been raging in India about the religion of Tansen. Some scholars assert that he remained Hindu throughout his life and never embraced Islam, while others believe that Tansen was converted to Islam. Both views have their own reasonings. First is Tansen was Hindu, born in a Hindu Brahmin family and was married to a Hindu girl named Hussaini, a talented musician in the court of Queen Mrignayani, who was the widow queen of Raja Man Singh Tomar of Gwalior. The other opinion that Tansen was converted to Islam on the eve of his marriage to Mehrunisa in Akbar's court. And this is fact that Tansen was buried in Gwalior after his death and not cremated according to Hindu rituals. This confirms the belief of Tansen's being converted to Islam. Whatsoever may be the truth, this is undoubtedly true that he rules supreme in the world of Hindustani music. All the musicologists, musicians and music lovers adore Tansen as a god of music and the standard bearer of art. As the controversy over Tansen's date of birth prevails, so is about the date of Tansen's death. According to the varied opinions, Tansen died in 1583 or 1589 or 1593, but the majority believes that Tansen died in 1589. He was buried at the mausoleum complex of his Sufi guru, Sheikh Muhammad Ghaus in Gwalior. It is said Tansen's son Bilas Khan had composed Rag Bilas Khani Todi in his grief. After Tansen's death, his heirs were divided into two streams. Tansen was the exponent of Rabab instrument, hence his heirs were called Rababiye. Tansen's daughter and son-in-law, who were exponent of Veena, their heirs were called Beenkar. Tansen descendants, the Senia Gharana, had held considerable prestige in the music circle for several centuries. Almost every Gharana tries to trace its origin to Mia Tansen. To sum up, we can say that Tansen was a great and astonishing singer of 16th century in the court of Mughal Emperor Akbar. He was a fine gem of the 9 gems of Akbar's court. The name of Tansen has become the synonymous with music. Not only anyone connected with the music field, but even laymen are equally well versed with the name of Tansen. Tansen was extraordinary gifted vocalist, known for his large number of Dhruvat compositions. He is also an instrumentalist who popularized and improved Rabab. He has lineage of his heirs. Anyone in the music field feels proud of being connected with Tansen or dating back his Gharana to Mia Tansen. His contribution to the music field is priceless, and he is still adored by the millions of music lovers. Considering his greatest contribution to Hindustani music, several Hindi films have been made on Tansen's life. For example, film Tansen in 1943, another film named Tansen in 1958, and Sangeet Smrat Tansen in 1962. In the film Baiju Bawra 2, Tansen is the central character. It is a matter of proud to mention that the nationwide music festival known as Tansen Sangeet Sammelan is held every year in December near the tomb of Tansen at Behat in Gwalior as a mark of respect to his memory. Thank you.